I'm going to title this video Poverty is by Design. And, something that really pissed me off is, I always hear people talk about, oh, well, we don't really, need to pay people, 15 an hour, to flip burgers or 20 an hour to, work at McDonald's or Burger King. And I'm thinking to myself, the way this shit is going right now, man, to take anything under $20 is just literally slavery at this point. I mean, seriously. Like, say for instance, the other day I went to Jersey Mike's because I had to pick up a sandwich for somebody else, right? And somebody explained to me how just a regular foot long turkey sandwich, right, or chicken sandwich with a couple of vegetables on it and a vinegar or whatever, no bag of chips on the side, no soda on the side, somehow comes to $22, nearly $23 for just a damn sandwich by itself. I mean, you can't be serious. And as a person who had to, in the near past, work for, $8 an hour, you can't tell me that I have to bust my balls for like 2.5 hours just to afford a damn Jersey Mike's sandwich, for Christ's sake. I mean, that's pathetic. And I'll give you another example. I went to McDonald's the other day. I was looking on the menu there, and I happened to realize the kids meals, like what is it, they got like three different kinds. You can get like a burger with it, which is, just a little patty thing, or you can get like 4 nuggets or 6 nuggets. So I looked at the 6 nugget meal, and someone tell me how a damn six chicken nugget kid meal pack is like $8 with change. Like, seriously, $8 and change for a little ass meal and a 50-cent toy with it. I mean, come on, this is out of hand. This is just, it's getting out of hand, man. And I'll give you another example with these fast food restaurants. It's getting to the point now where they don't even put the damn sauce packets out anymore, right? Like, you have to go ask them at the counter for the sauce packet, and a lot of these places are, charging you for the sauce packet. Like, say for instance, a couple of weeks back, I went to a fast food restaurant, like say Burger King, and I got like $30 worth of food for me and the other people I'm with. And we asked them at the front, like, can we have a couple, sauce to go with the meal? And they're like, well, you gotta buy the sauce, right? They're like 25 cents each. And I'm thinking to myself, it's like, bro, we just spent like 30 damn dollars on, a couple of meal packages here. It's like, y'all don't have the decency to give us a couple sauce packets to go along with the food, for Christ's sake. I mean, seriously, it's not like I'm asking for a damn handful of sauces. I'm asking for like two or three damn sauces. The little ass, cheap plastic container sauce. It shows you how bad shit is out here. Like, I remember, 12 years ago, back when I was in school, like, say, elementary school, used to go to, like, McDonald's afterwards, get something sometimes. And I remember they used to have the sauces out on display, right? Like, you could literally go up and grab a barbecue or sweet and sour or a buffalo sauce if you want. And people would abuse that. People would take like 10 extra ones home with them, would sneak them into their purse, when nobody's looking or whatever. So, of course, the companies get tired of it and put it behind the counter. But shit, now they're making you pay for the shit, right? It's not even like you could just go up and ask them for one or two and they'll give it to you from behind the counter. Now you got to pay for the shit too. It's just a massive inconvenience. And someone tell me that this is what's real messed up, right? Like, uh, down the road from where I'm at, they're putting up all these new apartment complexes. Like, I mean, seriously, if I had to count the amount of complexes they're making right now as I speak, there's literally has to be over a dozen new apartment complexes that are in construction right now in the area. So out of curiosity, I looked up online at the website they advertise to see what they're going to be going for when they're finished in the upcoming, 2 or 3 months here. And they're already listing these apartments as like, $2,300 a month, for a little ass, 1 bedroom studio apartment. One might argue, well, it's near the town center, a populated area. It's like, okay, but, really $2,300 a month for like a 1 bedroom apartment? Like, seriously, who the hell out here can afford shit like that? I mean, seriously. And everybody's out here making what, 10, 15, 20 an hour if you're lucky? And again, that's trash money, right? That's garbage money. Like I joke with some of the guys on Discord and say, hey, look, man, even if we were making like 30 an hour today, you still couldn't live a decent life on 30 an hour, especially if we're talking about a family, right? Even if you're, a single dude making 30 an hour, you're still going to be behind on your bills at the end of the month. But, if you got a family, that still ain't enough. Like, I was watching a video today, like a viral video, that was, I believe it was from the NBC or something like that. And they interviewed this American dude who is like a popular, YouTuber. What he did is he took his family to Disney World in Florida for a vacation. They went literally just one day. I don't even think they stayed overnight. I think they stayed like outside of Disney, so it wouldn't be as expensive as staying there like at the actual park, right? So he kept track of all of the payments they had to make to get in, right? So someone explained to me how just going to Disney for like 10 hours somehow equals like $1,500. I mean, seriously, someone explain that. It was hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars to get 5 people in for the day. And some of those people were children, by the way. And then, of course, they got food there, which, to be fair, is expected to be expensive. And they had to get like some type of fast pass for the lines or something like that. A couple other expenses, maybe a gift here or there. But somehow it came to like $1,500 just to go to Disneyland for like 10 hours. I mean, wow. That's crazy right there. Right? That's crazy. Man, like I remember I used to live down by Disney World, right? By the Orlando area. Like literally Disney World was like maybe a 40-minute drive from where I used to live. I've been there a handful of times. I mean, it's nothing special, personally, but I remember there was once a time, maybe 10 years ago, 12 years ago, maybe a little further back than that, I'm not sure. But the passes used to be like $100 for a year, maybe 150 for a year. Well, in that range, right? In that range, 100 to 150 for a year pass for a person. And same thing with Universal, right? When Universal Studios theme park came out, I remember it was $100 for a year pass as well. But now I'm hearing that a year pass for one person is like what, $300 or $400 for just one person? I mean, shit, if we're talking about a whole family getting a year pass, gotta be like, what was that, like $1,400, $1,500 for a handful of people to get a year's pass to a damn theme park? And that's just talking about, entering the place. We're not even talking about, dining and, fast passes and souvenirs. We're just talking about being able to enter the place and, go on rides and shit. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy out here. Going back to what I was saying about like who can afford the shit out here. Like I remember when I went down to the beach, I went to Jenkinson's Beach over here in Jersey. I want to say about a year ago now, and we were there and we met this rich dude there, right? The dude like got his money from like crypto or something like that. The dude has like 20 grand in the bank, and he was showing us he just bought this brand new 1 bedroom apartment, like literally right there next to the boardwalk. The ocean is like literally 300 feet from this guy's house. Like literally, you walk out on the balcony and he's on the sand. Like seriously. But it's funny. It's like I look at the little place and it's like, hold up a second, dude. You're telling me you spend $2 million on this apartment here? Let me say it again. He spent $2 million, and I know that's what he spent because the guy said he spent that on the property. It's like, hold up, what you hold up a second. Let me try to process this. So you just spent $2 million on this little ass apartment, the 1 bedroom apartment that's stacked like sardines with all these other apartments. The only perk is you got a little balcony out next to the sand, next to the boardwalk, maybe 300 feet away from the ocean itself. I mean, wow. I mean, hey, man, it's like it's crazy that there's people out there who have that much cash. They can just have money to burn like that. What it's funny, the guy was, in the middle of a conversation with us, and he's like, oh, things are, better now. We don't got hardships. Things are better now. I'm over here thinking, it's like, nigga, I'm over here, stretching, $20, for a damn week over here, talking about struggling. Shit, we're talking balls to the wall over here. I mean, Christ. Hey, look, in biblical usage, right? There is a great gulf between us, right? There is a great gulf between us, between him and me, right? There is a great gulf between us. Inside joke, right? Anybody remember Luke 16? Right? Hey, look, in that instance, right? Hey, look, he's the rich man and I'm Lazarus out here. Shit, if we're going to keep it real, right? If we're going to keep it 100, all of us are Lazarus and the 1% are the rich man, right? All of us metaphorically are crying at their gate for handouts and for, them to be more generous and gentle towards us. They have us all by the balls, right? They got us all by the balls. And it's just the truth, man. They got, oh man, I don't even know what to say, man. It's just sad and pathetic the way that shit is in this modern society, man. Everybody is born into slavery, right? We're all born into that 9 to 5 slavery. You're gonna work these bullshit garbage jobs for, 40 or 50 years. You're gonna own nothing, and well, they'll claim you'll own nothing and be happy, but that's a lie. As usual, they told you a truth and they told you a lie. The truth, they said, is that you will own nothing, but the lie they said is that you will be happy. Nobody's gonna be happy. First of all, ain't nobody out here really own shit other than like the 1% of society. Right? Ain't nobody own shit out here. I mean, niggas be, 50, 60 years old still paying, the for the damn car every month, right? Leasing the damn car out. Let alone, paying rent because they don't own a damn, home to live in. I mean, it's like, Christ, man. This is bad out here. That's all I can say, man. The shit's, terrible out here. It's like crazy, man. But the sad and depressing part about all this is it's all by design. It is all by design. There's enough money in the world that every person could be a millionaire, right? Every person could have $1 million. And of course, to be fair, the economy couldn't work like that. If everybody had, say, 10 million in the bank account, that everything would go up. Like, say, for instance, if you go to the gas station, a turkey sub would be like $20,000 if everybody had, $20 million in the bank account. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just inflation. Like, I'll give you an example, right? Like if you're familiar with the fall of the Germans, right? The marks that they used, which was their currency. You can look this up. You used to have to go around with like whole barrels full of cash, full of marks, in order to just buy a damn gallon of milk and a pack of bread. I've heard instances before, accounts that people told from that time about, how sometimes people would leave the barrels of money outside the store while they go in to get what they need so they didn't have to carry it. And people actually steal the damn barrels because it's more valuable than the cash and just leave the cash on the ground. And it's like, wow, the US dollar's definitely, on that projection, right? It's definitely on that road, right? It's not too far behind that. Like, say for instance, over in South America, look at Venezuela, right? Look what happened to their currency. Like, I mean, seriously, they have like $1 million bills over there, right? Like one bill, literally $1 million, but it's only enough to get like a damn turkey sandwich up the street at the damn, local sub shop. you know, the look it up if you're not familiar with what's going on, over in that country over the last like decade or two. That shows you the how a currency can completely, erode over time, and decay over time. And that's what we're seeing with the US dollar, right? The US dollar is in rapid decline, right? It's in rapid decline. And that's very clear to see. Like, say, for instance, I see some of these TikTok memes and clips people are putting up. Like, I've seen a couple guys, what they'll do is they'll compare the groceries that they used to buy back in like 2019 and compare it with today, and something that they would have paid, say, $180 for, back in 2019 for like a whole order of groceries. Now for the exact same groceries today, I seen some guys go up to almost 480 for the exact same groceries, or 350, right? 300 for the same amount of groceries as just 5 or 6 years ago. It's like, wow. Again, the price of everything's going up, but the price that you're paid is not going up. Like, let me give you an example. Like, I literally know multiple people who are getting quote unquote raises at, these bullshit ass 9 to 5 jobs out here. And literally the damn wage increase is like 80 cents or 16 cents or 37 cents. It's like, wow. I mean, you know, that's nothing to be excited about. I mean, big whoop-de-doo. I mean, it's like, you're really telling me that y'all can't, afford to pay people an extra dollar or two an hour? I mean, seriously. First of all, America is printing like $2 billion every single hour. Let me say that again. America is printing $2 billion every single hour in the United States. Okay, so how the hell is there not enough money to pay workers a decent wage? And what pisses me off as well out here with these, peons running around is I keep hearing people talk about, protesting. We want livable wages. We want livable wages. It's like, hold up a second. Y'all want livable wages. Why don't y'all want good wages? Why don't y'all want fair wages? Why do y'all just want to have enough money so you can struggle your balls off for the whole month? Like, I mean, seriously. Like, I literally know people who got paid yesterday and they're already on their balls and have nothing again. It's like, hold up a second. So you're busting your balls, all week long, literally have nothing, have no food in the fridge, have nothing. And here we are, have to start the week all over again from the ground up, right? Literally, the day that the money comes in, it's all dished out to all these, bills and overdue bills and all these extortion, loans that you're getting. It's just it's terrible. It's terrible. But again, this is the bullshit. This is the bullshit that we have to deal with on a day to day basis. And I can tell you from firsthand experience, man, that the people are getting mad. When the people get mad, that's when the society starts to crumble. Because the people that are running the society, right, the people who this society is being held up on their blood, sweat, and tears, when they're no longer able to hold the country up, that's when its decay starts to become visible. And my generation, right, being Generation Z, we're the ones who are holding this nation up, right? We're the new generation of the worker bee, right? We're the new working class that all these, older folks are going to be relying on to get their, benefit checks on, right? They're going to be relying on our blood, sweat, and tears. But guess what? My generation has a pair of balls, unlike the sissies that came before us. Right? All that came before us were a bunch of, ballless boys and man pleasers and flaming raggeds by vast majority. Right? Nobody had a pair of balls to stand up for the truth. Everybody's just a working bee slave for the rest of their life. My generation is the first generation that has a sack of balls and says, F the employer. We'll curse him out to his face and then, knock that nigger out cold. But I mean, seriously, like I seen, like I saw one clip the other day. There's a woman who got fired from Walmart, and she went on a rampage and threw the shit everywhere. It was crazy, man. It was crazy. But these rants are on a damn rise, man. That's all I can say. I mean, shit. I've seen so many of these that it's hard to describe them without laughing. About how funny it is. And seeing some of these damn outbursts. And you can't blame people, man. You can't blame people for getting pissed off and acting out about, the oppression, that they've been, forced to deal with for, years and years and years and years. You can't help it, man. There comes a point where everybody, is going to act out and lash out. And we're approaching that point very, we're approaching that point very soon. I mean, it's so clear to see, man. It's so clear. Hey, the writing's on the wall. If you can't see it, then you don't know what the hell's going on. But anyway, I'm gonna end with that.